Hi, my name is Darren, and I'm with CRMchief.com, and we're going to do a quick review of Dynamics 365 CRM and how you can use it in your business. So, real quick, right off the top, I often get the question of where to start implementing CRM in your business. And the answer I always come up with is sales. And the reason why sales is because that's the point that you capture the most customer information and data, and then that's the information you need to deliver service, the information you need to do inbound marketing. So we're going to start with sales in terms of the CRM review today. The whole point of CRM and customer relationship management is to give you a 360-degree view of your customer. So I've got a lot going on here, but this is our process we're going to cover then going from left to right. Okay, and let me make myself a bit smaller and blow it up. There we go. So where to start in sales. Now, for CRM, most sales processes, if you're a manager or an owner, you might think end to end of that process. We capture that lead and they turn into a customer. And so, what is our process? But we actually want to break it up into two different processes. You have business development, which is getting people to raise their hand, your prospects to raise their hand to say they're interested in buying. And then once somebody's raised their hand, you want to take them through your sales cycle, which is your sales process. So, where do we capture these leads from? So up here in the top left, we capture leads from many different sources, but you might purchase information like from Zoom Info or LinkedIn. So you might import the list into your CRM so you can start prospecting them and doing that business development. You might capture a business card in the real world. You might be at coffee or out to lunch or at a trade show where you have a bunch of business cards, or you might have your mobile device where you want to capture the business card information. So you want to feed that right into your CRM so that your sales team can follow up on that hot prospect. There's a natural integration with Outlook and email, so you can bring in leads right in through email. Booking links, that's a meeting link. So if you've ever used Calendly, the Microsoft flavor or version of that is called Booking Link. So you can give somebody the ability to book a sales call with you at their convenience and at your available time. And then of course you might have a web form. That's what I call a hot lead. If somebody's willing to give you their information on your website, it might come in through social media, might come in through they download an ebook. They might want to sign up for your newsletter. They might just want to fill out your contact us form. Those are leads that we always want to follow up with right away. So those are the various lead sources. You might have others in your business, but we capture that lead, and that's where the business development typically starts. So we're tracking things on that lead, like the status. We're capturing the notes and the tasks, the emails. We might be doing outbound calls on them, or outbound call lists, LinkedIn, SMS, bulk email, automation. We might leverage the CRM to do all of those things on those prospects to get them to raise their hand. Of course, you might have a pre-qualification process. Should they even be in your sales cycle? So that's where we might qualify or not qualify. If they're not qualified, you might send them back to your inbound marketing engine. So this is why we start with sales. You can't really do marketing. You can't do service without that metadata in your CRM. So once you've qualified a lead, or if they've come in through a web form and they're already qualified, they might go right into your sales cycle. So, and this is typically the bread and butter of CRM and the place to start. If you could have, you might do your business development all outside of CRM, but once you capture that lead, that's where you start in Dynamics 365, right in the sales cycle. So that's what we call an opportunity. And in Salesforce, it's the same thing, opportunity. In HubSpot, we call that a deal. And so what we're doing with that opportunity, that's typically starts with a sales call or a booked meeting of some sort. We're going to be, we might send them a proposal. We might then have to get a contract signed, and then we consider them a customer, something like that. Maybe need to get credit card or payment information. Maybe we need to track all the quotes and proposals we do send out to them. And maybe those, maybe that opportunity turns into an order, and we need to track invoices and those and the like. We might need to track renewals and the status of those renewals. All of this in our sales cycle, all of this in our pipeline. And so you might do have more automation at this point. You might want to have more automated follow-ups. So if they do fall off, they go back into your sales cycle. And then, of course, once you win the deal or win the opportunity, you might be, they're going to flow right naturally into the service module where you might be doing, delivering the project or onboarding the customer, or maybe this is where you do support and ongoing service for them. You've got all of that information that you've qualified along the way at your fingertips to give you that full 360-degree view. And so you might track the documents related to all of that, all those processes. So this all relates back to the inbound marketing engine, which is, if they fall off at any point in the process, or you want to do inside sales to cross sell, um, because they've bought a certain product or service that qualifies them to buy another product or service, and you want to identify through those overlaps. You might be using the sales cycle, using the service cycle to help you do that marketing effort. Now, all of this falls under the Microsoft stack. Another term for that would be like the Power Platform. But this is where we can leverage Teams for whether you're doing inbound or outbound phone. Now you can basically have your phone system be Teams, or internally you might use Teams for all of the meetings and all the video calls. You might be doing it for messaging and cross collaboration. So Teams and all that history can record and be basically part of the customer view inside your CRM. You might have to interface with a customer and utilize portals. You could give them self-service, give them a portal to log in and see CRM information, or update CRM information, or give you more documents in a secure way. You can leverage portals. You can also use, this is where Business Central comes in. Business Central is the accounting system. So if you need that revenue, all those invoices, you want that data to be visible from your CRM and share that with your salespeople and your marketers, you might use the natural integrations that exist between Business Central and CRM. Also, SharePoint is the document management tool that underlines all of this. So the documents you store in CRM will actually be leveraged and stored in SharePoint for better cross collaboration. And then reporting. There's a bunch of built-in reporting, of course, to Dynamics 365 CRM. But Power BI, we can share that data across the enterprise much easier way. Build those reports, those beautiful dashboard views that you can share across your business department. So that's what we do at crmchief.com. We help managers and owners implement and maintain their CRM, whether it's sales, service,